So before we jump into the game, I want to just talk a little bit about mindset of improving. So what we want to think to ourselves is, how could I play each game better? If I win, still, what could I have done better? If I lose and I had more kills than my teammates, I still don't want to say I just lost because of my teammates. My teammates are bad. I couldn't have won this game. You want to think to yourself, whether or not I could have won this game, what's still the best way I could have played it? So the game for you we're gonna review, I noticed you had the most kills on your team. You had like 9 kills, so pretty good. You could think to yourself, I probably wasn't the main reason we lost, but we still want to think to ourselves, why did I die? How could I have played fights better? Because if you think to yourself, how can I just improve as a player, you'll win more games overall, and you'll probably just feel better as a person. Like you'll be like, I'm improving, my skills are getting better, instead of what we can be tempted to do, which is like, do I have good teammates or bad teammates? And if I have bad teammates, I lose. Because the truth is, if you're a challenger pro player, you could win like 99% of these games. So that's a little bit about mindset. And the next thing we want to think about is, when you're a new player, how can you just improve your early game? The early game is usually the most important part of the game. It usually determines which team is going to have an advantage and have an easier time ending the game. So although the other parts of the game still matter, the smartest thing to do is, how can I just get really, really, really good at the early game? And so if I was a mid laner, I would think to myself, how can I trade better? How can I get more kills? How can I get more minion CS, which just means the last hit of the minion. But you're a jungler right now, so for a jungler, you want to think to yourself, what is the best camps to do? And when should I gank? And what type of lane should I gank? And how should I gank? That is going to set you up to win way more games and improve way quicker. So I don't know those answers right now, but what we're going to do is, I'll show you what I would do if I was in your shoes, which is to look up really, really good players and see what they do on Kayn. So I typed in the word Korean challenger Kayn, and I just picked a video. And what we're going to do is just very specifically look for which camp does he start and when does he gank. Now, if you have a lot of time, you could like watch the whole game and see all the tricks he does on Kayn and how does he gank every lane. I'm trying to make a quicker review for you, so we're not going to go into like full depth. But if you want to, you can do that. So I'm just going to look at, how does he start, um, and let's see here. What did he do? Oh, he's level 1. So he was just checking for the invade. So it looks like he did level 1 on the red. Wait, what did he do? He started wolves. I don't know if I've ever seen this. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna see this guy, and then let's see the next challenger player if they do the same thing. So he started his Q, and now let's see. He took the E second so that he could go to the wall. So he did wolves into raptors, and then let's see what he does next. So what we're noticing about him so far is he is taking camps first before the buff, which is the opposite of what I told you earlier, that most junglers will always start the red. If I have to guess why he's doing this, it's probably because Kayn specifically his Q is AoE, which means it can attack more than one thing at once, area of effect. And probably this is quicker. This is probably quicker for this champion specific. So let's see what he does after the Krogs. My guess is he's going to try to gank level. Let's see what he does though. So he did that. Yeah. Is he going to gank? Yeah. So he probably is ganking for 2 reasons. Like, as Kayn, you probably just want your stacks really quick. And then he wants to put a little pressure. He may not think they're going to get a kill, but he does see that his support is a champion that can engage. If he had an enchanter, he may not have ganked, but his probably main goal is not to get a kill. It is to put pressure, stack his passive so that he can transfer really quick. So let's see what happens. Notice how he goes in the lane. He goes to this wall. He doesn't just run in, because again, through the wall is better. And he lands his W, right? Well, let's just watch it. He goes behind. And he made them flash, and they actually did get a kill. Now, I think that his teammates started fighting because he was coming. I think he probably pinged, I'm coming, and they fought. So he just influenced the game. If he didn't come bot, they may not have fought. They may not have even been fighting, and there may not have been a kill. So that's putting early pressure, and this is why he's high elo. So my guess is he's about to recall, but we'll see what he does real quick. Oh, he's invading. Okay, this is a little more high level. I don't think you should always invade right away. He just probably knew that his teammate's going to help him. And your elo, your teammates might not help you. So this is a little risky. I may have just recalled. But let's just see what he does. So he's like harassing. He smited really good. He's practiced this, so he knows how to outsmite the enemy. So this takes a while to get used to. But this is a little risky. Yeah. So he stole a camp. He did damage. He attacked multiple people. So he's going to be able to transform really quick. So yeah, and now I'm assuming, is he going to do red buff or is he going to recall? Let's see. Oh, he just went over here. Did he do gank? Oh, so he saw that they're pushed up, and now he's going to gank them. So, okay. And then he gets the scuttle crab, and he just goes for another gank. So this guy's putting a lot of pressure. Look at that. Okay, so again, the main reason I watched this video was how does he do his camps? So we learned about his camps. Now let's look up one more video to see, is he normal or is this rare? Okay, so I made sure I looked up Korean Challenger again, and I clicked on it, and I made sure this is a different guy because some guys just like do the same thing. So this is someone else. So we're gonna see he starts out Raptors instead of the Wolves, and he does his red buff. Then he does his Krugs. Then he does his Wolves. Then he does his Blue. Then he's doing it at the same time. Look at that. He's dragging it over. This is more high level. But yeah. And he actually does do his Krug. And then he gets his medal. So, I think this is the best standard way to play. I don't think the first guy was bad or wrong. But this is probably the smartest standard way to play. Is to... Yeah, what he did. Start with your Raptors, like he said. And notice he did skip those rocks at the bottom. He skipped the Krugs. And this is... The reason why this is the best is you're going to get gold, you're going to get XP. Look, he's like level 4. And if you look at the side of the screen, this, like, Malzahar's level 2. So he's very... He's getting a lot of himself ahead so that he can get his items. So he can be level 6 so he can make a big impact. The other guy wasn't wrong, right? The other guy chose early impact. And hey, maybe this guy loses the game and the other guy wins. But this is more like steady and stable. So I would say do this every game for now and then gank either mid or top. Okay? So now that we know what a Kayn should do, let's look at your game. I'm not going to... criticize your camps right now because we just learned from the expert what we should do now, which is we actually surprisingly skipped the blue buff. But what we're going to look at is when do you gank, how do you gank, how are you playing fights, and your ability use. Okay, so let's look at that. So I'm going to go really fast and. Oh, they actually helped you out. So, try to have a plan ahead of your mind, because I know you went back and forth for a second there. You're losing timing, and this might sound very nitpicky, like, Luke, it's like 2 seconds. True, but the first person to get to the scuttle crab sometimes wins, and the first person to gank sometimes wins. There's literally games where one jungler will show up to the bot lane like 2-3 seconds before the other one gets there, and they like get the kill. So you still want to be really picky to yourself, like, what's my plan? I'm gonna do blue buff, or yeah, obviously it's not blue buff now, but you know your route, you know what you're doing, so that'll just help you. But it takes practice, so I'm not mad at you. Just from now on, to always try to like have your plan, and say, yeah. So you do your camps, you got your camps. Now let's see what you do. You went. I don't know if you're going for the scuttle crab. I don't know if you're going for scuttle crab or if you were going for the top lane. Obviously, I would not want you to go for top lane because this guy's so close to his turret. This is a bad place to gank. What if you get hit by the turret? And plus, how are you going to kill someone who can just run away? If you were going for Scuttle Crab, I think that's a good idea. It's clearly too low, and you have lower health, so I hope you don't fight him. But let's see what happens. Go a little faster. So one thing right now I'm noticing is all your camps are gone. You just got them. The Scuttle's gone, and you need to know what am I doing here. I would be upset if you just like wander around because you're losing precious time. You could be recalling, spend the gold you got, which is my first advice. Or the only other decent thing you could do is try to gank. Because look, these minions are pushed up, which means the enemy is probably going to have to come forward to get these minions. But I don't see him right now, so which means he might be in the base, and you might be wasting time. So my personal advice is, now if you saw him right here, I would say try to gank him real quick by going like through here or something, or through this wall or something. But let's see what you do, because the worst thing is just wander around not knowing what to do. Okay, here's a good tip. When you go to the opposite side, don't reveal yourself. The enemy minions give them vision of you. What I would have done is E through this wall, walk through here. Now they don't know where you are. They don't know if you recalled. They don't know if you're waiting in this bush. So this is the first, this is kind of the biggest mistake you made so far, is you just showed them what you're doing. So what if this enemy guy wants to invade you and says, oh, Kayn is half health and I'm full health, I'm going to kill him. Or what if this Jax player was about to invade you and he's like, oh, wait, never mind. And he does something else. So you don't want to give the enemy information. Oh, you're probably going for the Scuttle Crab. I see. Okay, this is decent. This is decent. You wanted to get it before the enemy. If you recalled, what if the enemy went there right away? Which is a good point. If you give the enemy both of these crabs, they might have an advantage. So, okay. That's not bad. I probably would have recalled, got wolves, got Scuttle Crab, and then ganked a lane if I could. So, but yeah, not bad. Let's see what you do next. You are. So remember, your map shows yellow, and it shows. So this means there's no Gromp up. So let's see what you're doing. And this says it's about to spawn. So you walk through there. I don't know if it's very time efficient to walk all the way from here to here. I mean, you didn't really have a good gank. You can't gank these guys. The guy's not there. This guy's kind of hard to gank. So it's not that bad. I'd rate it like... yeah. So you skipped this one, but maybe that's fine because it takes a while to clear. But you're kind of close to it, so I don't know. Either one's fine. Recalling or getting that one's fine. So I noticed you kind of were walking here, and then you walked over here. So it sounds like you're not sure like what your plan is. So try to always, when you're recalling, think, where am I going next? Am I doing a camp? Am I ganking bot? What's my plan? So that way you don't feel like you wander. And now you're... okay. So I noticed you went up here and then down here. So if you had in your mind like, hey, I see my, on the mini map, the gold camp means it's up. I see my raptors that up, I'm going to go there. You would have gone straight here. You would have E'd through the wall, and you would have E'd through this wall, and you would already be here. Like maybe 4 seconds earlier. So again, you're saving time. You're getting more CS, and when you press tab, you'll see my numbers higher than theirs. So again, kind of nitpicky, but oh, you actually skipped it. This is a theme then. You're going places and then changing your mind. Okay, this might be the most important thing for you to work on then. Remember, for Kayn, I do think these raptors and these wolvies are the quickest camps you can clear, which means they're the best ones to always get. So not only because you were near it, but because they're quick. So. Okay, nice. I'd like that. So let's slow this down. Let's see what happens. You... Oh, you probably had... Okay, you saw him. You saw he's half health, you're full health. I do think you should fight this. Good job. Okay, you missed, but I think you were... You start off the fight correctly, I think, which was to try to... let's see. You run in. When you're ganking someone, you want to start with W. Yeah, that's fine. I think you should just W first. That's fine. You missed, but that takes time and practice. You should go on him and then hopefully Q him, and then auto attack him. Yeah. So you used your abilities properly. You just missed one, but that happens. Could you have E'd? I want to see if you did. You have your E up? You have your E up right here. So you could go through a wall. You may have been able to kill him right here because you could just E through this wall and catch him. So that's your first ability mistake. You also have flash. So okay, good. Now you're using your E. Use your W up. Okay, good. Oh wow, yeah. This is. Oh, okay, good. You flashed. Yeah. At that point, it was a little risky. Do you have your W though? If you have W, you could slow him. Oh, you already W'd. What did you W?
Watch yourself.
Your W's up. Okay, you W'd him. Yeah, to slow him. Good. Okay, that's proper use of it. I was gonna say you could use your W to slow him and get away, and then you flashed. So a little bit of a better flash, maybe if you go to this corner and then you flash over this, it's a little more distance. But it's not that. That's like minor. It's fine. It just let's see if he might be able to catch you though. Okay, good. You're using your Q to get away. All right. So your abilities are pretty good. You're using your abilities pretty decently in fights so far. You are very low. What are you doing? Are you trying to do... Oh, you warded it. That's actually good. Yeah, because you know this guy wants the dragon. Yeah, that's good. I like that you're recalling instead of getting a Gromp because what if the guy you just fought and killed, right? You killed him, yeah. What if he's like, I need that dragon, and he died, he recalled, and what if he goes straight to dragon? If you're on Gromp, and then you recall, and you come back, he might get the dragon. So good. Right, let me just reset. Alright, let me just watch a little more. So you went for your blue. That's fine. And then hopefully you get, I mean, there's 3 camps. These guys fighting. I mean, they're the reason I don't think you should go here is look, they're near their turret. This is the worst thing for a jungler to go to. So I'm glad you're not fighting that. This guy is really wasting his time. He's bad. Just because you see your team fighting doesn't mean you always have to be there. Because you could look at this and be like, I am probably not getting a kill. I am probably wasting my time. Let me get gold and XP so I'm useful in my game. So I'm very glad you skipped that. So you get that. You get that. Good. I do think you should do that because there's nothing to gain. And then doing dragon. This is fine. Now, one possible downside is you didn't have your support. Like, they were dead. So if both of the enemy... Let's say if both of the enemy were alive, and they were right here, and your support was dead, and it was 2v1, I would be scared to start it. Because this happens a lot at your elo is... A jungler says, I need dragon, I am jungler, I need to do dragon when it's up. And they just start it, no matter what is going on in the map. That is bad. What you want to do is say, can I do dragon? And you should, how do you figure out if you can do dragon? Well, is my mid laner here? Are my teammates here? Or is the enemy there? And is the enemy there? This is my point. If the enemy has an advantage, like they're pushed up, or they're pushed up, then they can easily walk down and kill you. But if your teammates are there, or they're pushed up, you're much safer. Because there's no way the enemy is going to, like, let's say if the enemy's right here, they're not going to come kill you because they're busy, they're getting attacked, or they're under their turret. But many times, if the enemy is here, when you start the dragon, they will walk over and check. So, or if your mid laner was dead, and you see the enemy here, you should never do start the dragon. But good, this was good. I think this was fine. Alrighty, that's my main tip for that one. Let's go ahead and check your Viego. Actually, let me do I can check one more fight. Good. So you went for the camp first. This is a good general rule as a jungler. You come out of base, you get a camp, you do a gank or an objective. So you came out, you did that. I would say maybe you want to look for this. And notice the Scuttle Crab's coming up, so you might think to yourself, let me gank top and then get Scuttle Crab. Okay? So let's see what you do. You do that, yeah, you get the Krugs. Now, we see Diana just showed here. Should you gank her? Maybe not. I don't know if you can 1v1 her. So that's probably fine that you did gank her, actually. But what's going on here? Is he invading you? Oh, you're just chasing him. Okay, let's see. So you are you're on this. What's going on? Yeah. I see. Maybe you saw him low and you thought, okay, yeah, this is actually smart. Let's say this Jax player wasn't here, but you saw him low. I do think you should go there for two reasons. One is he's killing your turret. He's getting gold. This is bad. You should try to stop him. Secondly, you might even kill him. But even if he's full health, you should probably go here and like clear these minions and just make sure he can't attack a turret for free. So even if you don't get a kill, you're stopping the enemy from getting gold. So it's probably good to do that. But yeah, you saw this guy. Let's see how you handle it. Yeah, you start with your E. That's what I would have told you to do, is go through the E. Okay. You did try to slow him. You have no flash. You have no slow. Should you keep chasing? Actually, yeah. For a second I was gonna say give up because you can't kill him. But think about it. That guy was too low. He can't come kill you. These guys are chilling out. What is he gonna do to you? He can't do shit. So chase him. Like, fucking chase him away, whatever. He's gonna have to recall. But he's gonna have to like recall over here because you're gonna chase him all the way until he recalls, and then just take his shit. So, because you actually have a you have a health advantage. This is good. I do actually like you chasing. Now, if he was like full health, then don't chase him. Or if this like dude was like full health and they're like full health, then it's risky. But no, I like this. Bully him. Hopefully you. Yeah. This is good. Let's see what you do next. Because you know you have an advantage. Yeah, fuck that guy. Take his shit. Yeah, you're gonna make sure he recalls. This is fine. Yeah, you're making sure he leaves. So I hope you take it real quick. Oh, why are you? Okay, I mean you're taking that one. I think you should have started with the wolves, and then just worked your way over. But this is B minus. Yeah, this is good. You take it. I hope you take his. You have 2 free camps that you could steal from him. You needed to do that and then Scuttle Crab. So, okay. Let's end it there. That's pretty good. Pretty good.